Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything, and I am coming back at you with a Wargaming and miniature video. In this video, we're going to talk about our Black Powder Waterloo project that we have going. I've got a few, just a few announcements. Okay, so if you haven't ever been to any of these videos, what I do is bi-monthly. Is that a thing? Bi-weekly? Okay, whatever it is. It's like about twice a month or so, every other week, or sometimes more. Sometimes I do it every week. Sometimes I do it 2 or 3 times a week. So it's a random thing. I try to give you, my audience, my viewers, insight into my Waterloo project. Okay, now my Waterloo project, in a macro sense, is the entire Battle of Waterloo. Okay, in 28 millimeter, but using black powder 2nd edition rules. But I understand that that is unrealistic. So I am focusing on the left side of Waterloo from the French perspective, where 2nd Corps is going up against Hougoumont and the entire right flank of Wellington. So those are the forces that I'm focusing on, which coincidentally are 90% of the forces that are at Quatre Bras. So secondarily, in a coinkydink, I am focusing on Quatre Bras, because once I get Quatre Bras finished, then I will have 90% of the forces I need on the left side of Waterloo. I feel like I can do, in a reasonable afternoon, the left side of Waterloo. Just a couple of corps against each other, right? We got 2nd Corps, maybe with some cavalry behind them, attacking Hougoumont, and the line behind Hougoumont is a scattering of troops, the Prince of Orange and his dudes over there, plus the guard. So I feel like that would be a kind of like a 2nd Quatre Bras, just with different objectives. And then I could move on to the right side of Waterloo, which I could use 2nd Corps models and miniatures and just call them 1st Corps and play with and just say that they're the French 1st Corps. I could use the British and the Hanover and the Dutch Belgians and all that on the left side behind Hougoumont. I could just move them over and use the same models and just call them different brigades or different battalions. So I would be able to do just mirror image the troops over. I'm sure there's a few changes, different cavalry units and things like that I would have to do, especially on the French side. And then thirdly, if I decide to do this, which I've had a hankering of doing it, doing the right rear of Napoleon's forces, which had to deal with the Prussians. And then I could do some Prussian models. But that is going to be the 3rd phase of the project. 1st phase, left side. 2nd phase, fill out missing units in the middle. And then the last phase is the Prussians over on the right. Now, you say, if you say, Mr. Everything, that's a lot of models. Well, yeah, it is. And that's why it's a project and not just some evening, afternoon activity. This is going to take me a couple of years, I think. I'm chugging along pretty good. I've got 10 battalions, right? 11 battalions of French infantry done. You know, I've got way more than that on the Allied side, maybe double, maybe even more than that if you count, because I have 100% of the Brunswickers done, but I've got 10. Oh, yeah, so I got 11 battalions of Allied, not counting the Brunswick. So, which the Brunswick have 3 line, 3 light, avant-garde, lifeguard, hussars, uhlans, artillery. I think that's it. Yeah, so I've got all those done. Okay, so that's my project. So each week I will paint up a unit or two. So by the end of the year, my plan is by the end of the year I'll have about 100 units painted. Is it working out like that? No, not exactly, but that's okay. That's fine. And 100 units is way more than I'm going to need, right? So that means I've already started working on the second phase of the project. But if I get the first phase done, then that's fine. Okay, so just as a secondary announcement, NashCon announced that they are going to be having their convention this year. I don't know if I'm going to go. I think I really want to go. Do I want to host a game? I really do want to host a game, but I don't know if it's going to be Napoleonics, Black Powder Napoleonics, or if I'm going to play something else. Maybe some SPQR or something, just so you know. But it could be Napoleonics. I don't want to rush like I did a few years ago. I want to, and plus, I'm doing full size units this time around. I'm not doing half units, so I wouldn't be able to get the same number of figures finished in time. I wasn't really prepping for the convention. I mean, we could do some bolt action, but I think SPQR, because of the revised edition, might be a smarter move. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. And that's in August, so I still have a few more months to decide what I want to do, if I want to do it. Okay, so you got that out of the way. Okay, so what are we doing now? Like, what have I just finished, and what is my next project? Okay, well, I just finished, you can see Wellington right here. I just finished a bunch of generals, and I'm going to put them on the turntable and let you sit and watch all these generals. That's probably going to be 15 minutes worth of video right there. So just enjoy that turntable video. I'm trying to rush through this so I can get to that, because I don't want this video to take forever. There's 400 other things that I'm doing. But I did just acquire, this is Testors paint. Okay, it's Testors. You're all familiar with Rust-Oleum as purchased Testors. And Testors is the model, they're modeling paints from before time, and they used to do like enamels, and then they progressed into acrylics like everyone else, and now they've progressed into craft paints. Okay, so a craft paint It's like a 2-ounce bottle. It's the size of this box, right? It's a 2-ounce bottle. You can kind of see that there are a lot of colors here. I am going to do a second video focusing on these paints and what they look like when they're dry and how good they are and things like that. Watering them down or mixing them up or whatever. And so come back and check out that. But as a side note, I've got 2 French battalions that I've already got mounted on popsicle sticks using, the 3M double-sided sticky tape, right? And so that's 24 figures per battalion. So what is that? 48 models. And just as an example, I've stuck this unit on the sticky tape, so it's not going anywhere. I still need to prime them, which I am still going to use Rust-Oleum, this brand, spray primer, and then probably white. That way you get a real color palette. I'm gonna exclusively paint these models using these Testors craft paints. The 2 battalions are going to be exclusively painted with these Testors craft paints because I have faith that these paints are going to do great. I mean, they've got royal blue, which is I'm going to need. They've got ruby and stop sign, which are some good reds. They've got a white, of course, and they've got a black. But they also have like desert sand. They've got coffee. That coffee looks like it'd be great for like their backpacks. And then they've got gray smoke, which looks like it might be good for some great coats. They have this thing called French vanilla. I don't see any flesh. Okay, that might be a problem. I do see something called sunflower. It kind of looks like flesh to me. That's why I'm going to have to open this up and we're going to have to take a look at it. And that's going to be in the second video. Okay, so the second video might not come out very soon because I'm going to do a review on this. But in the process of doing a review on this, I'm going to paint these 2 battalions. And I'm going to incorporate that painting process into the review, so it's going to be kind of a 2-for-1, or maybe not. Maybe I'll do this video and then this video separate. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Okay, so so that's this. You're going to get to watch this. Okay, as you can see right here, I got these 2 boxes. Now, each of these boxes comes with 12 chasseurs. Okay, how many chasseurs do I need? I've got a single box of chasseurs, plus I've got like 6 boxes of these Waterloo starters. Maybe 7, but I think 6. So that's 6 units of chasseurs, plus that other chasseur unit, that's 7 units of chasseurs. I don't need that many chasseurs. So you might benefit from me putting together and painting these chasseurs and putting them up on eBay. Once I get my 2 or 4 battalions that I need. I don't think I need more than that. I'll take a close look and we'll see what we need. Okay, now another thing, just as a side note, you get this card in every box, every starter box. This card is really a divider, right? It goes inside the box to separate the Waterloo pamphlet and the rule book away from the miniatures, which are in here. And it's cardstock, and it is all the quick, not all, 90% of the quick reference charts that your players will need, right? You just cut off these sides, and then you'll have these cards. You can put them in like sheet protectors or whatever you need to do. But they're the wrong. They're not 8.5 by 11. They're bigger than that. It's 8.5 by 11.5, but you could trim you could trim maybe a quarter or a half inch off of this side, and you could trim an eighth of an inch off this side. So you could have an 8.5 by 11 page, and then you could put this in like a sheet protector if you wanted. You could laminate it. You could put it on some MDF or like a clipboard, and then right now I have like 6 of these. Actually, the first 2 are probably first edition. So I've got at least 4 of these. And these would be good at the gaming table if you have multiple players, and some of them might not have their own rule book. You could at least give them one of those. So this, by me having multiple box sets, I've got this secondary benefit of those cards. Now, it includes a bunch of French and British casualty markers, which I think you're supposed to cut these, fold them in half, and glue them together, because some are the front, some are the back. But I don't see the necessity of that. If you're just going to use a card, why don't you just, this could be one, and these could be one. You know, you just cut them down the line. You have twice as many, right? So you can use these as card casualties. But I don't do that. I use glass beads. All right, so let me go ahead, and that's it. That's really the whole update right now. So let's go ahead and show you what I've done. I'm really stoked about these generals. It took me about a full week to do them. They are Perry, they are Warlord, and they are front rank.